Going on a 2-day adventure to Cinque Terre. This is the hiking pass and the train pass.
So we're in Corniglia. We booked a hotel room tonight. Well, guest house room. It's not really a hotel room, but it's pretty nice. A little fake fireplace. Uploading a video right now for you guys. Taking advantage of Wi-Fi. And let me show you guys this view. Pretty nice view, guys. And this is our little entry doorway. It's our balcony view. Not bad at all.
Hey guys, so as we're doing this walk in Cinque Terre, we thought we would do a little bit of a top 5 things that we feel has been the biggest difference in living here in the van versus in America versus in Australia. So we've been in the van here in Europe for about a month now, and we've gone through France, London, Spain, Portugal, and now we're in Italy. So we just thought we would stop along the way and show you guys some of the nice spots in Cinque Terre as we go through this countdown. We
Going down the list, number 5 is the narrow roads here in Europe. Compared to the States and Australia, we have really wide lanes, and we don't have to worry so much about, you know, hitting the parked car that is on our right side or hitting another car on the left side. Here in Europe, it's a bit different. Pretty much everywhere you go, the lanes are really narrow. Even parking spaces.
People also have a tendency to park really weirdly, so sometimes they're like half on a curb and half off, so the already really narrow lane is then further reduced, and
we still don't understand the parking situations here yet.
Yeah, you see people parking on the sidewalks, like half on curbs, half off. Like, it's everywhere. We're not sure if, like, can we do that? Can we not do that?
I mean, maybe because our van is a little bit wider and longer, so it makes it a little bit more difficult, but I don't think it's that much wider. I think it's just the roads. But I mean, now we kind of got used to it. Even though we are driving on the right side, it's really not that bad.
Yeah. And the other thing about driving here is there's like a million roundabouts.
And speed bumps.
And speed bumps. But the roundabouts are really kind of annoying because it's like, you know, every 100 feet there's another roundabout, another roundabout.
Probably. Sorry,
meters here. Yes, another one. So it's like where any four-way stop would have been in America, here there's just a roundabout, which is actually how it was in Australia too. So it's bringing back a lot of memories from Australia.
Yeah. I mean, it's really efficient, but it's just annoying to drive through. But I guess you can't avoid it. It's as annoying as having a stop sign, I guess.
This is where we came from, where we got our hotel, and we just walked. We're just about Evernazza, and then we'll continue on to Monterosso and then take the train back, and then tomorrow we'll stop through these 2 towns. Alright, so as we continue our trek, we're going to continue with our list too. So number 4, we wanted to talk about the access to water. So here we weren't really sure about whether you could drink the water here or not, and here as in Europe, we kind of came under the impression that you couldn't drink tap water, so we hadn't been filling up, you know, in bathrooms or whatever. We'd just been buying water basically because, say in Australia, it was super easy. It was like everywhere you go, all the beaches and parks, you'd find water fountains that had spouts underneath it, and you knew you could fill up there because it's the same water that you're drinking. So for sure we knew it'd be potable. But here, a lot of times the spouts, they look a little sketchy, like I don't really know.
They don't look sketchy, just a faucet with water coming out of it, but I'm not sure if that's drinkable or not.
Yeah, and
maybe you guys know.
Signs, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you guys know and can let us know. But we've just been filling it up and boiling water.
Or just buying it, really.
Or just buying it from supermarkets, 5-liter bottles.
We did have some friends tell us, like in Portugal and in Spain, that you can drink the tap water. The only difference is they said that they chlorinate it pretty heavily here, so a lot of people just don't like the flavor and the taste of it, so they buy tap where they filter it or something.
Yeah, and I tried it for a few days and I didn't really feel good about it.
That's one part of it, just having like drinkable water. The other part is just it doesn't seem to be as accessible here as it was when we were in Australia or in the States. Because in the States, obviously, we had our school and work, so it was pretty easy to fill up wherever, whenever.
Okay, we made it to Vanatsa, which is the second to last town we're going to hike to today. It's pretty nice so far. There's literally no one on the trail because it's in the middle of winter in February, but weather is perfect. Number 3 is shower. Finding a shower in Europe is a lot harder, mainly because of the language barrier and because we're going through so many different countries in such a short period of time that just learning a new language is really hard, even a really simple sentence. It makes us a little bit hesitant to go into a random gym and ask, you know, if we can shower there or how much it is to take a shower there, and then they reply back and we have no idea what they're saying. I mean, we could use Google Translate, you know, like a translation app, but it just takes time and just seems like a lot of effort. So luckily, the rest stops here, basically truck stops, they do offer shower service. It's basically €2 per person or €2 for both of us, depending where you go.
Usually unlimited too, like time-wise, because sometimes there are places in Australia where you'd put in $1 and you got 5 minutes sort of thing. Here, I mean, so far there hasn't been any time limit, which is nice.
Unlimited hot shower, so which is really nice.
Water pressure is another issue.
Yeah, they're not the cleanest, but it works. So that's one of the challenges.
We were fortunate enough that we had a friend in Barcelona, so we could shower at his place, and there's been a couple other places that like we've rented a few Airbnbs and stuff, so we've been trying to do that as well. It's been kind of a mixed bag.
I think if it wasn't winter time, showers could definitely come easier, just because there are so many beaches here along the coast, and all those beaches have some kind of, you know, shower right on the beach. Normally in Australia that's what we did, but right now it's in the middle of February and it's really cold and don't really feel like showering outside.
On the upside, since it is February and a lot of places we've been going through are really cold, we're not doing anything too active, I feel like, a lot of times, just because it's cold outside. Yeah. So, you know,
you don't sweat as much. You don't really
sweat as much, and then it's like, okay, well, a couple days is all right. Yeah, so
yep.
Kind of get used to that anyway.
Baby wipes, guys. Baby wipes.
Now we're partway between Vernazzi and Monterosso, and so we thought we'd stop and say what number 2 is for us. So number 2 is toll roads, and it's actually a massive difference between here and the U.S. and Australia. I don't think we paid a single toll road in Australia at all, actually.
No, because all we took was local roads.
Yeah, and we were going pretty slow there. But in the States too, we drove so many places. You know, we went all the way up to Canada and everything, and we didn't notice having to pay any tolls except for maybe the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
You know,
which was like $6. That's it.
Yeah, everything there's like, I mean, it's $1 here and there. It's fine. But here, I mean, when we took the toll between Nice and La Spezia, it was
36 euros.
Yeah, it's like $45 US.
Yeah.
But it saved us like 4 hours of driving because it's all along the Italian coastline with lots of small towns and mountain winding roads and everything. It makes a huge difference, but it's also part of the reason why, you know, we've been taking so many local roads that we haven't had the chance to go to truck stops with nice showers, or to, you know, we experience a lot more of those roundabouts because all the roundabouts are in the local towns and the cities that these local roads are taking us into. So,
which is really nice. Get to see little villages and towns that we wouldn't normally see on the highways.
It's just if we're in a bit of a time crunch, we need to get to certain places so we have time to do things. For example, we wanted to come here and do Cinque Terre, so
yeah, because I think today is the only day that's really sunny. After this, it's raining for like the whole next week. And I'll put a link at the bottom in the description below, so you can actually check how much tolls is between your departure location to your destination.
In Italy?
Anywhere in Europe.
Oh.
It works anywhere, okay. So it works really well.
And also, if you use Google Maps, you can always go through the route options and choose avoid tolls. And that'll give you, you know, the local roadway to do it.
Yeah, and I'll always look up each country, how their tolls work.
Yeah, because Portugal was not a good experience. But it was all electronic, but we didn't know that. So when we went through the toll road, we were confused as to how to pay because there was no booths, there wasn't anything. So we are still unsure about whether we're going to get charged for that now.
Yep, so we'll find out.
We'll let you know what happens.
If it does, I read that we probably get charged around like 100 euros, but meh.
Well, I guess if they charge us anyway, so.
It happens. In the middle of the hike, we found
a homeless shelter for cats.
Yeah.
It says that please use the food inside the container to feed these homeless and unloved cats. And the other sign says please cuddle the cats.
Well, you're looking pretty healthy and fat to me. Nah.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
We got more houses over here.
His tail looks like a... Oh, there it goes.
See you later.
Bye-bye. Hey guys, so we finally made it here to Monte Rosso. It took us maybe 4 hours total from Corniglia, and we thought we'd finish up right now. And so our number one difference between campervan living in Europe versus America or Australia is access to toilets, public toilets. So
it's almost impossible to find a public bathroom here in Europe, even in major cities. I mean, you can go into stores and restaurants, but you have to pay. Even at supermarkets or, you know, shops like Walmart or Target here, they don't have bathrooms available for customers. Mm-hmm. So it's a bit challenging at first. Now we kind of get the hang of things, how it works and everything.
The other thing is like, so there aren't Walmarts or Targets here, but there are similar type stores. But the thing is, we don't know what the name of those stores are. So in the beginning, we were just kind of going into random stores and like, oh, this is a furniture store. Like, oh, okay, this is a grocery store, you know, and we kind of assumed it was similar. We'd find like bathrooms in places like that. But yeah, only in shopping malls really is the only place we've found the best bet, you know. But even if we do find them, oftentimes they're not free. You have to pay a little bit, like 50 cents, maybe €1.
Which is fine.
Yeah, it usually means there's a caretaker and they take care of the bathrooms and they're pretty clean.
Yeah.
The other thing is if there are public washrooms too, they don't always have toilet paper and they often don't have toilet seats. So don't be surprised if you see that.
It's for hygiene purposes.
Yeah.
I came to find out.
He Googled it.
Yeah.
Also a little harder just because store hours are different here too. Like we knew all the stores that, you know, opened early and closed late back in America, and even in Australia it wasn't so hard because there were lots of public washrooms at beaches and stuff like that. Here things open really late, they close early, they go on these like breaks in the middle of the day, so it's a little harder.
It was a bit hard finding public bathrooms on beaches, I think.
Yeah, we walked a long time trying to find this bathroom.
I haven't seen one yet, actually.
We went to one.
Oh, we went to one.
It was like hidden.
That was in Portugal.
And there goes the train.
Quick tips, you know, McDonald's, shopping malls, rest stops.
Rest stops are the best, probably.
Yeah, and subway stations. I don't know, some metro stations have bathrooms.
But yeah, those ones
Not
you do have to pay for the most part. You have to
and bring your own toilet paper and no toilet seats. So keep those in mind and you'll be all right.
And if you ever go to France, you might get these weird public bathrooms that are these silver automated things. We had to Google how to use it. Basically, it does everything for you. You just press a button and you let things go. And it'll clean itself and everything.
So we are actually really glad we have a toilet in the van. Now we can park in the middle of the city and we don't really have to worry about finding a bathroom in the middle of the night or early in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that really helps.
Yeah. The other thing is it is off season here in a lot of places, so sometimes there are public bathrooms but they're closed for the season or whatever. So that happened in Norway a couple times where it's like, oh, we're there's a bathroom, and then it's like, oh, it's locked.
Yeah.
So yeah, having a porta potty in the van is super convenient.
So these are the top 5 challenges van life in Europe.
So far that we've found.
So far.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are more. We're gonna end it right here. And hope you enjoy the video, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.